There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Globe.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
We can never ignore or overlook a topic on red flags because the rate at which character development is taking center stage in marriages and relationships is alarming. Now, today we're looking at the obvious red flags that you overlook and may end up hurting badly. That's the topic we are discussing with Benjamin Zulu. I hope you're going to grab points on that one because you do not want to end up hurting. Welcome to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia Keremi and here we go with the conversation.
Yes. We are trying in dating and in life to reduce surprises. When things catch you by surprise, you're not prepared for them.
Yeah.
So what looks pink, romantic, in the beginning, and in the end it turns red.
Yes.
It turns red flag. What are those things that you don't hear warnings about them in society?
Yeah.
Human beings are multi-layered. When we approach each other and we are full of love and affection and romance, it's very hard to see through that. It's very hard to
It is.
look beyond that.
Yes.
The first red flag we tend to not notice is a person who lacks a solid plan for their lives. You know, when you show up and I adapt quickly to accommodate you and go with your plans, you feel validated. Particularly for men, when a woman just dismantles everything she was doing to come your way,
Yeah.
you feel like you've won. This lady is cooperative. Men have even gone as far as avoiding women who have a structured life, who have a career, who have money. She doesn't appear controllable.
Yeah.
They go for the one who is planless. Was nothing going on.
Yes.
It's like now he will become everything to her. A lot of men have messiah complex of desiring to be worshipped, to be everything to people.
Yeah.
This God complex of playing God in people's lives
Oh, yeah.
and dictating everything in that person's life. The term we used to use is savior complex, wanting to come take over people's life and give them a meaning, give them a life, give them everything. The underlying danger is that the way they lack structure for their life, the way they lack direction and desire and vision, and you came in and they boarded your wagon and you're going, one day they will regress and regret whether this was the best they could have done in their life. We discussed the other day and a lady gave us a very moving story that really caused a lot of buzz and discussion on our platforms, and many people related with. She said she grew up a very brilliant girl. She had a cousin sister who they grew up like sisters, named after the same grandma.
Yeah.
And brilliant, going step by step. They go each class, same age mates, performing very well. They even went with the great Bishop Gandu girls, performed so well, came up, stormed the village with straight A's. Bright girls. And they went to the university and they were planning, they took the same course and they were planning to start a company, and they were on to it. Because they had a lot of synergy, they were accepted in factories where they knocked the doors. They had a very bright beginning. Unfortunately, this lady fell in love.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
She said she knows now it was a fall. And she says, perhaps you love a certain drink, your favorite drink, wine or whatever.
Yeah.
If we take a pit and fill it with that drink you like, and throw you there,
Yes.
a deep pit, will you enjoy your drink or you will drown?
I'll not enjoy the drink.
You will drown in it.
Yes.
She said that's what happens when love comes too soon.
Okay.
When you fall in love too soon, you drown.
Yeah.
So she said, when I met this man, I drowned in love. I just abandoned my plans. I deferred my studies, got married. My sister went on. She was so heartbroken. We could have waited a little longer, just establish our lives.
Yes.
And she took 10 years trying to establish her family, then go back to resume studies.
Quite a long time.
And she said, the husband was a good man. Sometimes those people you marry unconsciously turn out to be very bad. But for her, this is a good person.
Yeah.
And it's a healthy family. She loves her children. But she says, I thought I would pick up where I left. Only to realize the train leaves.
Yeah.
I tried coming back. I realized the train has left.
It left.
She said, it's a surprise. It's a shock. You think I'll just pause and come
back?
She said, can you tell young women? That's an illusion. The season to put foundations on your dreams is only one in life. This man married a woman who dismantled her plans to come his way.
Yes.
In their innocence, both of them, they thought, we love each other, that's all that matters. She said, she's now in retirement. Years have gone by. The children have grown and gone. She has treasured her family. She has served in her community. It's public health, community development, because we're doing a double major like that.
Yeah.
It's veterinary science and public health, things like that. So that she says, in my community, I've been very appreciated. I've touched many lives.
Yeah.
But guess where my sister is? She says she's a multinational, recognized by presidents of the US. Received awards in ceremonies I watch on TV.
Oh my goodness.
I should be next to her.
Yeah.
If we were a pair, I would have done even 10 times more. She married at the right time, and she still has family and a full life. She said, the only difference is I did not have solid plan that I stuck by. When I fell in love, I departed. As a man, you may think a lady is stopping what she's doing when she has not even put foundation on it to come here is a compliment. Today, the man knows he lives with a woman who regrets marrying at the time she married.
Yeah.
And she tells you, it's not you I regret. I love you.
The timing. Seasons of life.
We feel complimented when people stop everything and come our way.
That story made me sad.
She said, in the eyes of society, I'm successful, but because I know my potential, I only know I'm operating only 20%.
Yes.
And I've tried to advance the studies, thinking now the door will open.
Yeah.
The door will open. She said, the wind of opportunity. The monsoon, there's a wind that passes by the coast called monsoon. When you want to sail, you should wait for that and go with it. If you branch and say, I'll come back, it will have gone. And she says, sometimes I look at the young people around me, and she was calling to send us to tell the younger generation. That plan you have in your life is what makes you enjoy love.
Yeah.
Love should come on top of the life you have built. That's when it's enjoyable. When you depart from the life plan to pursue love, you will regret. You will find love, but there's another satisfaction that isn't romantic.
Yeah.
That satisfaction is purpose. That satisfaction is destiny. That satisfaction is service to your generation. There is something you wanted to deliver. And she said, the only people who live anyhow and they don't care are those who are not conscious of potential. You who is conscious of what you're capable of.
Yes.
That consciousness will torture you. She said it's a torture to see the evening of your days. And I'm not idle. I'm not here depressed sitting down. She said, if you see me, you wonder this girl should be happy.
But she knows where she should be.
She said, that's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I'm a cheerleader of many small things here. And I'm always doing.
But I should be cheering international stuff.
Thank you. That's the difference that society will not understand because you look okay.
Yes. And they wonder why you're not happy and celebrating.
Say, I'm doing the best I can, but I know I settled at the wrong place. And I have made sure my children don't divert too soon. I poured my heart to them and showed them their auntie, who we were like twins. And she cried, begged me. And my parents saw the mistake, but we trapped them by getting pregnant first.
Trapping them.
You know, we force parents.
Yes.
Let's get pregnant. They don't even say no.
Yeah. Yet you're trapping yourself.
Yeah. The man says, I will support her to go with education later. The train leaves station. We are not completely discouraging those who made the blunders and may want to rebuild. Sometimes there are people able to catch up. I think for her, it's just because she stayed too long. If you turn around within 5 years, many times you can still catch the wind.
Yeah.
If you turn around quickly,
Yes.
you can actually recover.
If you realize.
If you realize it.
Yes.
Just to tell you, I heard one speaker a long time ago say potential is a tormenting thing. I did not know what he meant. Once you know what you are capable of, that bar becomes a relentless beacon. This is where you belong. This is where you belong. This is where you belong. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Yeah.
Others may be settling, but that's not your place. You know yourself. You can do better. Keep
Yes.
coming up. Keep coming. It keeps calling you. It's your calling and never stops calling.
Yeah.
You know, you see other people performing it, and that lady was not comparing herself with the sister for feeling angry. She just knew, I took the wrong path.
Yeah.
And she said, the last thing I can do is to just use my story to warn others. When a person has no plan for their life, when a person is not structured and fitting this dating, this marriage, in the whole model of your life, they shall come back to question. That's why they feel angry, telling me, I built you and I forgot myself. You have built your life, your career. Who built mine? We have built you. Me, you were out there. That is one accusation you can't handle.
You can't handle it.
Can't handle that. At the end of the 30 years of our marriage, you're telling me we have just been building you.
Yes. And no one is building me.
We were supposed to build together. You should have married your vision with mine. We build them alongside.
You make the other person feel guilty for your decisions, actually.
My friend, avoid people who are planless. They will blame you for their planlessness.
Yes.
And you will hate having married her. To make you look like a devil, selfish. You just made me to serve you.
It's actually an indirect way of telling someone that you're very selfish.
Yes. My friend, people are growing with regrets and blaming the other person. And yet you acted like you are okay to just build what I'm building.
Yeah.
And so people start going out there when they're too old, trying to run now. You know, one old man who was 72 was pushing a bicycle with one crate, carrying one chicken, and explaining to my friend that he wanted to start the biggest chicken farm.
I do want to laugh. But it's funny.
It's not a man who was retired or he has a lot of exposure. No.
Yeah.
He's talking as if he's 25. And he cannot ride the bike without his knees aching.
Yeah.
He did not even have the physique. He's pushing a bicycle with a crate and one chicken, and he has no energy at all.
Yeah.
But in his mind,
He's looking forward to growing a company.
he died soon later. But he did not have that. I think he was even 82 or something, but he was too old to be talking the way he was talking. You know, you don't want to burst the balloon. Tell him, what is the time, old man?
You don't want to burst the bubble.
What's the time?
Yes.
So, a person who lacks any plans is a red flag. They may appear to come quickly your way. This is why you don't marry young men, particularly in mid-20s and early 20s.
Yeah.
You don't marry young women, particularly under 25, or even anybody in 40s or anything who only wants to jump on your wagon and they can't see how your vision marries with their vision. They will make you out to have carried them away from their life. And they will blame you forever for the plan they lacked in their life.
Yeah.
and for the way they did not factor themselves. Self-love is the foundation for true love. Self-love is the foundation for true love. When you don't have self-love, factoring yourself, including yourself, you continue to make me feel like a devil.
Yeah.
For something you failed to do for yourself. The second red flag, which is hidden, is the person who cannot resist affection and admiration and advances from outsiders.
Yeah.
Did I tell you there are some things you can only see once you get into a relationship? This is one of them. Stop concluding that you have chosen who to marry just because you've agreed to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
You love them, they love you, both of you, your age, okay? Then you start sleeping together.
I think that's enough.
There are things you only see once you become exclusive, to see if they are protecting what we now have. Previously, they did not have anything they should protect. They could not close out the world. They could not stop saying no and turning down the world. You need to get into a thing and then open your eyes when you're in the relationship, as you maintain the boundaries, proper boundaries for observation and sanity, to see, are they now changing their conduct to lock out the world and give you exclusive attention and exclusive affection, and only you. This is the only one thing, this is the one thing, the first thing you're going to see, capacity to transform into.
Yes.
A person who is committed elsewhere. Previously, they were open. They were an open shop. Now, they should have a closed shop.
Yes.
Now, this is one thing that we delay to watch. Because, again, we jump ahead to indulge because we think we have found who we want to marry.
Yeah.
What are the other things you check once you get into an exclusive relationship? The internal finances. Somebody can be in debt left, right, and center, and you can't tell until you get into a relationship.
Yeah.
For women, tidiness. You get to see the inside of our life more. You visit the house more, you see the home, you see her clothes when she's not dressed up, when she's not in makeup.
Yeah.
You may find two terrible things you can't stand.
Things you can't stand.
You know, she'll make her home look like her.
Yeah.
That's a fact men forget.
Yes.
Your home will look like the woman you brought there. Man cannot dictate cleanliness of a home. That's not his space.
You can't.
It's the woman who dictates it. And even when she has helpers, it's her standard that is followed.
Yes.
If you don't find diapers outside the gate, if you don't find a litter, you have to jump over litter
Yes.
to get into the house.
Yeah.
And to slide over porridge. Hey, and find chips on the bed. One guy sent me a photo with chips on the bed, piles of dirty laundry everywhere.
And that's a wife. You have a wife.
Some annoying vices that you can only see once you get into a relationship. Another thing is how enmeshed they are with their family. Yeah. You get to see how regularly, how frequently they talk with the father, with the mother.
Yeah.
So the one red flag we tend to ignore is a person who cannot resist affection. They are too hungry for validation. There's such a thing as being addicted to being loved, that you cannot put any healthy boundary with the opposite sex. You cannot put any meaningful protection for what we have. One guy explained that he had these friends with benefits with a woman, where they just have sex or secret, and then they both got into serious relationship that were heading to marriage. And this lady was not willing to let go. They were still meeting
with other people now.
Yes. She found a guy. He found a girl. And they were good people. Why were they cheating on good people? Even the woman he was dating himself was a celibate woman who was keeping herself for marriage. And then he was saying, I'm hooked in those things. I try to break up. I write the message. I delete it. She shows up. I know when we have found out it will be a scandal. We'll lose. We don't love each other even when there was nobody else. We could not get into a serious relationship. It was just this entanglement. And she keeps showing up for that, what they have.
The benefits.
Yes. And when she shows up, he loses himself. She's a fair woman.
Yeah.
She's a fair girl. But what level of dishonesty?
It's too much.
She cannot resist that to protect what you guys have.
Yeah.
And she updates how they are planning to. So you want to see the husband to be is so dumb. He will never see that communication.
He will at some point.
Because he has started the trust.
Yeah.
But he is not so foolish. Even nature will help him. And my simple explanation there was, we don't take seriously when people are not living sexually celibate lives. Eh? We just join in and start living with them and think we are lucky.
Yeah.
Look at this celibate girl who told this guy, me, I'm living celibate, and she did not require whether he lives celibate. Look at the door she left open. The guy is already into a friend's benefits thing. And if you live a celibate life, why don't you also date celibate people? Do you see the small doors you leave open?
Yeah.
Some of these people, the people they can't resist are their exes. People they have got crossed overboard with. Sex is too far. If it was just dating, there would be nothing to meet over.
Yeah.
If you know that your body is a temple and then acts like sex are just like acts of worship almost. So deep.
Yeah.
You're performing them in a temple. Are you going to just be worshiping with anyone?
No.
And we cannot know the depth of deception people can go to. That we make rooms for compromise thinking we are being understanding.
Yeah.
Just to tell you, some people are already addicted to other people. Sometimes it's not always alcohol. The addiction is not always cocaine.
Yeah.
Could be friends with benefits, they have someone. And both of them have agreed to keep it secret. That's a very hard thing to deal with.
It is.
Affairs between married people can run for a long time because both of them are committed to keeping it a secret.
Yeah, they have something to protect.
And then they usually maneuver life until they work together. You know,
Yes.
they're united for a goal. Eh?
Yeah.
So they may maneuver until they share space.
True.
You will be deceived for a very long time.
Yeah.
Where did you open the door? When you did not check whether they can shut out the rest of the world. Whether they have been living away that were waiting for you. Let me remind you, if you take sex seriously yourself, you should marry people only take it
Seriously.
You cannot say, me, I'm not doing it until married. And you're not checking whether you're the one
Yeah.
you're marrying. And the ability to cut off the world and come inside and be with us alone.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest decisions for somebody who's used to eating outside.
Yeah.
They will, when the desire comes up, when the craving comes up, they always indulge. They don't know at what point to hold it. It's untamed and unregulated. Just to tell you, remember always to check whether the person possesses the capacity to say no to the world and to the itching. We are human and would like many people scratching our itch.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yes.
That's the human thing. But the divine thing, the right thing, is when you say no to the world to bring your desires and your passion and your needs to your partner. That's a hard thing to do. If a person has no discipline they're being exercised in their life, do not think you can tune them into it. Yes.
Wow. And when you talk of the holiness of sex, I feel like the only way to come out of it is you knowing that you're trapped in it and pray for yourself.
Exactly.
Yes, and look forward to changing.
True.
I don't think much can be done for you to get out of that trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I have a question on when your partner does not understand or does not respond to your love language. Is it a red flag? Is it something
if you don't
I
have
should?
chemistry, that means
Yeah.
you just the signals don't land.
Yeah.
Don't push. If you realize that how you express love is not how they receive love, you're going to be struggling for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
We are not saying you can't learn, but we should only learn when they have a basic connection. If that basic connection of liking how I do things, liking how you do things is not there, save yourself a headache. Always save yourself a headache and prefer to find somebody who you naturally rhyme. Yes.
How do I tell my partner that there are some things that I think are red flags, or there are some things that I notice are not what I want? Yeah? How do I communicate with this person?
You should have regular meetings from the moment you have a committed relationship. Weekly or fortnightly, where you just discuss the relationship. This is also very critical for couples. If you run marriage without this, it's like running an institution without regular meetings. How do you communicate and coordinate?
You need meetings.
That's why issues pile up. That's why problems, misunderstandings settle. That's why people get used to getting away with things. That's why you're waiting for an opportunity to talk to things. You try to bring them in bedroom, they tell you you're spoiling moments. You squeeze when you are driving somewhere, we arrive before you finish what you are saying. You squeeze when you are in a conversation, I'm interrupted. So if you don't have regular meetings, you're going to feel unheard.
Yeah.
And the one who is more aggressive will force conversations. The one who needed a more accepting space will wait forever.
Yeah.
And we can end up divorcing, although we were very compatible. We didn't have a channel for aligning our priorities, for discussing what we are up to. So many people are operating marriages or regular meetings.
Yeah.
You even wonder how. You can't live with a car without servicing it.
Yes.
But people are trying to operate marriage.
With no meetings.
So normally when you're not in a meeting, you are running logistics. True or false?
True.
You are running career, you are running job, you are running children. So there's no safe spaces. Safe spaces are not, they're not easy. By the time we get to the bedroom, we are just, we're tired.
Yeah.
So the fun there dries up because I have issues unresolved. Once you get into a committed relationship, you should have regular meetings to discuss us.
Yeah.
Just us.
Just us.
Yes. What happened in the last maybe 1 week or two? What is coming up? Where are we?
What do you think of this?
Two don't work together until they agree. Also, you bond.
Yeah.
You share meals, you laugh, you share stories. That's the place you shut out the world for an hour or so. If you can't find time for each other, there's no point marrying.
And it's also some sort of indoor dating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's dating, it's coordinating, it's touching base, it's building your conspiracy against the world. That's when you put the in-laws at their place, friends at their place, work colleagues at their place.
Yeah.
That's when you actually say who's trying to peep into our space. That's when you actually come together. You should test this the moment you're in an exclusive relationship. If a person cannot do this, you can't work together. So that's the time you communicate what you don't like before it becomes a crisis.
Yeah.
When you have regular meetings, you handle problems before they swell
True.
out of proportion.
Yeah.
But if you sit, you explode. You explode.
Definitely.
So that's the time. You should just find out which time works for you. The biggest challenge for many couples, they say we work very far away. Our jobs have sent us in the opposite sides of the world. Yeah. True, we don't always marry our neighbors.
Yes.
We frequently marry when we are. The lucky thing is when you are dating and you're dating right, the sexual part, you are not having sex. You can actually do it virtually.
Yes.
You can have a sit up on a Zoom or video, discuss, this is the space now, this is where we are. Where were we last time? And you check your agendas. Last time we were discussing this, I was to check this venue and the other venue, this supplier, this supplier I found, and this. What do you think of this? We have settled on that tick. You learn to coordinate.
You're learning this person also.
Yes.
Yes.
But when you marry, you're supposed to gravitate to come work together. Careers, jobs don't send you anywhere. It's you who chooses a job that is far away.
Yeah.
Jobs don't make you do anything. You choose jobs. Change your language so that you can see who is in control.
Yes.
You are in control. What if it's a government job, military, I have no control. They never arrest people to employ them by force.
True.
You're always free to stay or leave.
Yes.
So you should decide that your marriage comes first and you want to stay together by all means. When you think together in your regular meetings, you come up with a way.
True.
Somebody can transfer or resign this job, change career path. If one is too stubborn, you don't need it too much to pull us apart. Let's work on it for 2 years, then we segue to this. With a united front, you can live together. You can live closely together.
Yes.
But whenever people say, it's our job, I can't help it, they're telling you they're not willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary to come together.
Yeah.
So it's that regular meetings where you communicate issues that are bothersome, not a crisis, but you wish
he understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before it becomes painful. That's the best time. Yes.
Wow. That's interesting and deep. And now, to get a more fulfilling life, please get Benjamin Zulu's A Young Visionary book, a masterpiece for every pre-25. I was really waiting to talk about this because when we were starting the conversation, you talked about people skipping the seasons of life and ending up in trouble. Now, there's something you've written in this book that I'd like to share with our viewers. And it says, if you allow yourself to settle at home after you complete your college studies without a clear exit plan, you will be absorbed into the busy life there and lose track of your growth. Remember how things have changed since you were last at home. You've grown into an adult who your parents can now entrust with many more duties. In any case, you can nearly substitute your parents for all the chores. You will welcome your availability because it means relief and a break for yourself. Now, when I read this part, I felt we skip a lot when we stay with our parents, and then we don't actually come out authentically.
Yes.
We don't express ourselves in the right ways because someone is manning us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, this is a book that you need to get. The Young Visionary is talking to the pre-25s. A really amazing book. This is a book that you'll not regret investing on. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Bye-bye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin